Where does it say go live? Go live. Alright. It says I'm live, but then it says I'm offline. So what's up with that? Alright. I'm moving. The stream is continuing. Alright. Yeah, it's me. I'm back, Will. I'm going to go ahead and do this video and see what it does. Because it's being a pain in my rear end and not working out. Well, I can't see if I can't see the comments because they're way down here at the bottom, and my video is not moving here on the live streaming thing, and it's saying you need to go live. Really frustrating, gentlemen. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue just like if 12:11 no stream good, stream is healthy 12:11. YouTube is not currently receiving data for this stream. All kind of hoo-ha. This is a pain in the rear end. I should go live. It should start your encoder. Alright, I'm going to pretend like this. Well, actually, I'm going to... Okay, I got somebody watching, it says. I assume that's Will. If it is, whoever it is, comment and tell me if you can actually see this so that I can continue with this. It says my video is kind of bad. So, not sure what's going on. Thanks, Chris. You called me and my daughter accidentally cut you off trying to answer the phone or answer the answer machine. So I'm sorry, but I appreciate I appreciate your help trying to get. And I'm still trying to, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get here we go. Well, it's not saying. I'm trying to get a way that I can do this video and see the comments, because one of the biggest things about the this live stuff is seeing the comments. So I got one person watching. I'm assuming that's you, Chris. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share to Razor and Brush because there's a lot of people there, and I have a better opportunity to post, a better opportunity for people to see. But now this is supposed to be gold dollar test number 3, and this is telling me on YouTube that it's gold dollar test number 2. So, but anyway, let me go ahead and we will see. This is what we're talking about. Gold $1.66. And this is basically what this series is about, is testing this edge to make sure, good or bad, whether this razor will hold up, the edge will hold up over time. This is only the 3rd shave on this razor, but it will be shaved with until it goes bad, it goes dull. So, alright, let me go ahead. What we're going to be using for a brush is my John Michaud brush. It's got a 22 millimeter Virginia Sheen silver tip knot in it. And we're going to be using, I'm going to set this to soak a bit. We're going to be using Gata cream in this shade. So let's move down. And we'll talk a bit about the shave, about this cream, and whatever else we want to while we lather this. And I just put a little bit of, when I do creams, I just put a little bit in the brush and go to town. Now I can't see the comments right now, the way that I have this laptop set so that you can see me mix up this shaving cream. I'll catch whatever comments are made down at the bottom when I get back up. But this is wonderful cream. It's it's not Portuguese. It's, I believe, made in Lebanon. It's Lebanese, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if it says so. Yes, Lebanon. It's hard to get it in the United States because they list, the reason, from what I hear, because I've asked around to several vendors and stuff like that, hey, why do you not carry this cream? And one of the reasons that they cite is that regulations in the United States, it's a fantastic cream, Chris, but the regulations in the United States for ingredients lists on packaging, you have to list the chemical composition or just a general term for it. You can't use like a brand name. And Gata uses, I believe it's Vaseline. It's listed in the ingredients list. And for some reason, this country, won't let it be imported if it lists a brand. If it would just say petroleum jelly or something like that, then they would list it, or they would allow it in. But because it says a brand name, Vaseline, they won't allow it into the United States imported. So I had a couple of friends, one friend from Canada, lovely, that sent it to me, the first that I'd ever tried it. That gentleman some of you may know, calls himself a transplanted Canadian. But anyway, because he lives here in the U.S. now. But evidently he had a good stockpile. And he sent it to me, and I could not believe how slick this cream was. Just couldn't do it, you know, couldn't believe it. And lovely. Since then, I've had a couple of more friends in Canada. I've asked them, I've got them to buy it for me and send it to me. And I'll be going to them again really soon, because I've got almost a full tube here. This is their chamomile scent. They have like a fresh mint scent. Let me see if I can find it. They have a fresh mint scent. Here you go. And you can see that tube is about at least half gone. And this is my favorite of them. They have a blue scent too that I would like to try. Ow! I just grabbed a hold of the edge of the blade. Thank God I didn't squeeze down on it. I cut the top layer of my skin, but praise God I didn't do any more than that. There's nobody watching now. That's bad. It must be a really bad stream. Anyway, I'm going to keep shaving. Hi, Brian. Maybe YouTube is just not keeping up with things because my stream is not. Okay, I'm getting something. I have a live stream. I'm talking to a friend. Hang on a minute. So maybe he can tell me what he's getting on Facebook. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Yeah, what's happening is that my stream is kind of weak because I'm at the far end of the trailer. This is the very end of the trailer in the master bath, and my Wi-Fi is toward the middle of the trailer in my music room, and I'm not getting a really good signal strength. They're telling me I ought to change the bit rate to 1000, whatever it is. So I'll try that the next time around. Brian Gotti is fantastic. It's a cheap cream. It doesn't cost a whole lot, but in my opinion, to me, it's kind of like if you've ever used Spike. It's kind of that kind of cream. It's that quality. Spike is really, really Spike, however you pronounce it. I'm not Sean Connery, so Spike is not something that I'm going to say an awful lot, but that's probably about the way that it's pronounced. But Spike is a really, really wonderful high quality shaving cream, but it doesn't cost a whole lot. And I think this cream in Canada, because it's, from what I understand, that's where I get mine, is from friends in Canada. And yes, I'm talking while shaving my neck. I know. Good, I'm glad the broadcast is better, Brian, because the thing of it is I'm struggling with these, trying to make them live. I tried to do it on Facebook, but this third-party software that I'm streaming with, OSB, I believe that stands for Open Source Broadcast, is really horrible on Facebook. What I'm trying to do is get someone on Facebook. Yeah, Canada. But what I'm trying to do, I'm supposed to be streaming right now through YouTube onto Razor and Brush on Facebook. But I don't know if that's working out. No one is responding to let me know whether this is happening live on Razor and Brush. If there's someone here that's a member of Razor and Brush and can go look, I'd appreciate it, so that I know what's going on. But anyway, what I'm going to do for an aftershave, I've got this vintage container. I believe it's called Straight 8's. Straight 8. It's Avon, but it has Barbasol Brisk in it now. If you look, I've got it labeled. I like these little containers. I collect them, and when I find them empty, I just put whatever I want in them. And this is the Barbasol Brisk. To me, man, Barbasol Brisk goes really good with Gata. Not so much because of the scent. This particular Gata is a chamomile type scent, but because of the fact that the Gata is an inexpensive cream, and Barbasol Brisk is about as inexpensive as you're going to find for an aftershave. Man, that's good. And it's just absolutely fantastic aftershave. I can't recommend it highly enough. I know people poo-poo it because it's under like $2 at the Dollar General or Family Dollar. I think it's Dollar General. You'll probably get it at Family Dollar too. But it's just my face. I've used all kinds of aftershaves. Some of them have been artisans. Yeah, Brian, it sure is, and it's fun too because I love the containers and I love the old school aftershaves. The artisan aftershaves usually come in a glass container, but most of the old school stuff now is in plastic. And I find that if you get them out of the plastic as fast as you can, they smell better longer. Sometimes the aftershave can take on a scent of that plastic. Pnaud Clubbin is a good one for that. If you can get them into glass really fast after you buy them, then that mitigates that just a little bit. But Barbasol Brisk is an absolutely fantastic aftershave. It's one that that I'll always use as long as it's available. Yes, I know it's probably got parabens in it and all kind of stuff. And you guys that don't like that stuff, well, good for you. That's what shaving is about. It's for all of us to find things that we like in this and to go with that. So I don't have a problem with that. I don't think you're wrong. I don't think, you're making a big deal about nothing or anything like that. But for me, I'm 53 in about a month. Yeah, it probably would, Brian, if they exported it to the UK. Yeah, everything over where your way is more expensive. But I mean, I don't, and Canada too, a lot of times if you bring things in, I don't really understand the deal. I know that a lot of it is that, especially when you're talking cosmetics and stuff like that, is that they have certain standards that are not as stringent here in the United States. But the way I look at that too is everybody should be informed. You should be kind of informed excuse me, about what's going on in your face, what's going on in your body and stuff, and then you can make rational decisions. Did I cut myself? Maybe. But if I did, it's not bleeding, so maybe that's an old nick. But anyway, you're 53 in June, huh? Well, physically I feel a lot of times like I'm way older than that, but mentally I still feel like I'm like 30. If I'm lucky, sometimes I feel like I'm like 6. But mentally, I find myself nowadays trying to do things and go, oh yeah, I can do that. And then you start to do yours. No, I was thinking I could do that, but I need to back off, that kind of deal. But what I was saying before is, look, everybody should be informed enough about what they're putting into their body, onto their face, that kind of deal, that they are comfortable doing it or not doing it. That, if you have the information, then you can make the decision. Me and stuff like parabens and things like that, man, they've been around for so long, and I used them for so long when I was a child, that if they're going to do any damage to me, which I highly doubt, as much as I've used and as much as we've used products since I was young that pretty much contain things like that, it would have showed up before now. But I mean, if they're going to do anything to me, they've already done it, and I don't worry about it. If it's a product, the Barbasol Brisk, like right now, my face is so blooming smooth that it's not even funny. From a little less than $2 aftershave. Yeah, no, it's not 20. I'd love to be 20 again, but I wouldn't want to change anything in my life. The things in my life that happened to me, good or bad, made me who I am today, and I certainly wouldn't want to change who I am. But I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to have a body that was, 20. In the European Union has them folks over there, so they don't know sicking from come here. That's true. That's a lot of it. It's just, I mean, I'm not knocking anything. I'm certainly not knocking my friends in England and in Canada and places like that. And, there might be a place for some type of regulation here when it comes to some of the cosmetics that we use and stuff like that. But in this country, a regulation don't mean squat. The regulations are created, and that's just me rambling a little bit, but the regulations over here are created with the idea that they're actually trying to help somebody, but actually it's one group throwing cash in another group's hand, and that group sending some cash back. It's all politically motivated, and I'm not going to get into that, but I'm just saying maybe the European stuff is different, but I know over here it don't matter how many regulations they pass, because they're not really concerned about us. They're just finding a way to pass some money around and gain a profit. That's my opinion. But if you open your eyes and look in this country, you can see that plain as day. But hey, this has been a good shave. Yeah, if they get stuff in, they tax the brakes off of them. Yeah, I feel sorry for them too, because I would love, there are people in England and Canada and stuff that I would love to send stuff like some of this Barbasol brisk and stuff like that. But the difficulties of sending something like alcohol-based products in the U.S. over to Canada or to the UK, it's so expensive and so difficult to do. I don't know how Maggard, Bryan, and some of the other places are able to do it for the cost that they do, but I've asked over here in the United States, and it's just so expensive that I can't do it. You know, I'd love to send stuff like some of this Barbasol. There's 2 or 3 people in England I'd like to send a couple of things of that Barbasol, but I mean, just to send Barbasol, I think, to the United States was, through the United States, was for 2 bottles of Barbasol brisk was like, well, no, it was 1 bottle, because they have a thing, 5 ounces maximum shipping alcohol things. That's what my post office told me. It was like $10, $12, somewhere in that range, just to send a $2 bottle of Barbasol brisk. You know, but I sent it because he was he was continental U.S. and had been trying to find it and couldn't. But I don't know that I would do it again because it's so expensive. Trying to do it, try to send it to Canada or trying to send it to the European Union, unless I packed it up in a box and said, no, there's nothing alcohol, there's nothing, and I really can't do that. I know a lot of guys send stuff like that. Wow, that's not too bad. 2 4-ounce bombs for $10. But it's still, I mean, that's that would cost me $5 probably, $6 from Maggard, so you're only paying $3 over. But that's like Maggard. They get, I don't know what it is about the shaving retailers, the online retailers, unless they get it because they get a discount because of volume. But if I tried to send 2 4-ounce bombs to England, it would cost me $30. You know, so like I say, I don't know what it is about them. But anyway, you know, I could keep rambling, and it's cool to have a conversation. But the shave's done. I really appreciate you guys that tuned in and watched. God bless you. I hope you have a great Christmas. And I'm going to be trying this again. If anybody could tell me either in the chat here, I don't know how long this chat will last once I stop streaming, or in a message on Facebook or YouTube, how well this video turned out and what the quality of it is, and whether it's good enough that you think I can continue doing live videos. I really would appreciate that. And anybody that has any kind of tips on how to kind of inform people about what's going on so that I can get a bit more viewership that way would be cool too. I really appreciate those that came along for this. And as long as I get a couple of people, 1 or 2 people that are conversing with me during the shave, I'll be happy, and we'll keep doing it. All right, God bless you. And I will talk to you all later. I hope you enjoy.